go. And hello, my friend. Welcome to a very personal video. I would recommend maybe grabbing a snack. We're gonna do a mukbang here. I got a this is about over 2 months old coconut yogurt slash now it is cheese. I've never done that before, so we're gonna find out if it's still legit. Anyways, Dakota's making her dinner too, so we're gonna have papaya, and she's got some week-old coconut yogurt in her bowl here. And then what else are you gonna do, honey?
I'm just gonna add the clean chlorella and maybe a banana.
You were saying that you think you might have aloha. This video is dedicated to my daughters. We're gonna do a mukbang. It's been a while since DTM's felt like this. The girls were such a blessing. Y'all have been such a blessing, just watching my videos, putting up with me through the years as I've gone through so much growth, and it has been a lot of challenges for sure. Probably still some to come, but I feel like I've had a chance to really get to the core of a few things, you know, as it relates to the social media and stuff like that, and reflections and my own inner stuff. And so, you know, just wanting to connect, kind of reconnect, and I'm actually re-inspired. The girls created a lot of shifts in me, you know, so I'm really ready to work, continue to just keep working, because that's what I've been doing. For all of those that y'all don't, you know, I mean, there is an art in here somewhere, but it's really been, a lot of it's just been a job, you know. And I've tried to do my best to be as tasteful as I can. And that's all I can say, is I've just simply done my best. So thank you for being patient and, you know, just hanging with me. It's been difficult for me to know how to navigate the social media. I got some better ideas now, you know, on how I'm gonna do that. Really, because it was, you know, at first it was fun. It was fun. Chris and I were in the RV, and I made a video, and it was just like, it was fun, and people like me, and they appreciate me, and that was the main thing, that was the most important thing, and always has been all the way along. Just this little kid who has all this energy and could take that energy and do something with it and then be appreciated for it. You know, and that's what this YouTube has been to me. But it's also brought up my deepest, darkest demons, you know? So there's been that whole thing. And some people are more, you know, narrow in their personality and their life experiences and their character and all the things that they've been through. Old DTM here is, you know, he's pretty diversified character. I've been through a lot of stuff, you know, and to come out on this side now where it's just, you know, I just really have this kind of this, as the world would say, like a spiritual calling. I can feel it. As I've gotten more sensitive, that's why I like the raw foods, man, resensitization. But it's like, hello, I'm in New York City on raw foods. It's like, when I was in New York City, that's when I didn't know as much as I did now. If I knew in New York then what I know now, I would have ate more fat. I was in my low fat phase. I was trying to follow Robert Morris and all, you know, the Doug Graham 80-10-10 thing due to the pressure and all that stuff from the criticisms and everything, and just trying to please everyone, you know, instead of just really being a man and finding out, like asking myself, what is it that you do, you know, and what is it that you want? And I've had time over the last 3+ years on this island to really ask myself that question, and every day that goes by, I ask myself more and more, you know, what is it that really makes you happy, and what is it that you're here to do? Because there's a lot of offers for all kinds of things, but man, I love my life. In a sense, honestly, I'm living the dream. I mean, I spent about 2 hours today just harvesting coconuts. It wouldn't be everyone's thing. I mean, I just got all the itchy grass out of my legs. Do you want to chill out with me, little cutie?
Yeah, I just need a stool.
You can step in front of there. I mean, I ain't always trying to... I'm good at this. Like, I'm good at talking. Didn't you just say that the other day? I'm just good at talking.
You're really good at talking.
And I'm hella
Skill.
entertaining for these guys, especially when I can really be myself. And that's what the girls, because they let me be me, and I let them be them. And Katya, and this is dedicated to my daughters, this video, because I already miss them. They haven't even been gone 24 hours yet.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was just the most epic visit.
So special.
It really transformed me. It's like, I'll have more courage to just get up here and do what I do. Like the paradigm, I met Lou, it fell in my lap, and the next thing I knew, I was living in my truck, you know.
Yeah.
And I put Lou on a video and a link below, and then someone handed me an $800 check, you know. And then I went and because I had been taking enzymes for over 20 years. They were the first thing that started me out. My ex-wife, she had the things up there on the counter, and I said, well, what are those? And that was blue-green algae, and that's the kid's mom. And I took, and she said, well, I'm gonna take that one of these days. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna take that now. So I took the blue-green algae, and my brain, and I think everyone else's too, but mine particularly, with the heavy metal inflammation from childhood, I'm gonna make a vaccine video soon, so y'all better get ready to be listening to a serious dude rant about some crazy stuff. But I've been having to get the guts up for that, but I just want to tell the truth, because some people are like, we need safer vaccines, and some people are like, oh, you know, take the vaccines, and some people are like, pull your head out of the sheep's ass in front of you and look and see, you know, for what's real. But anyways, I know that was a tangent. I was saying something about the enzymes. I took the enzymes. I was just going to roll because I wanted to connect with you guys for a long time, and I just want to channel and be myself and get a lot of things off my chest. And you're such a great space holder because you're my real person. This is my best person. You know, all the titles and stuff, we don't really have one. We can't figure out what we want to call it, but best buds, trust. You know, I'm the talker, and I'm just, so she's just gonna hold space, it looks like, but, you know. Anyways, I was talking about the enzymes real quick, and I took the algae. I became a distributor because the algae was really good, and I'd go on the algae, and I'd feel way better, and the depression would lift, and I'd go off the super blue-green algae, and then it would go, and I would notice, and it just became this thing. Take the algae, and now I just, you know, I'll slam a couple shots and saturate my brain. The other day, I spent $25 on a bottle of algae and just downed it right there. And the lady was like, "Holy crap! I've never seen anyone do that." And I've seen, you don't know anybody like the DT now. You know, I will down a bottle of algae, and it just soothed and cooled my brain because I was having a little bit of stress, you know, at the time. And it just chilled me out. And the algae was a beautiful blessing. And then the algae led to the enzymes. And they were the Cell Tech with Marta and Gary Coleman, I think. I don't know if that's exactly who it was, but not Gary Coleman. Marta and Jerry. Anyways, the Coleman family, they had the Cell Tech. And I would take the Cell Tech blue-green algae, the alpha and the omega. And then I found, just a sec, this thing, I don't know why this came up, because it's on airplane mode, but the blue-green algae, and then that just really worked for me. And then they had the enzymes. That company had the enzymes, and I was like, well, I'm a distributor, so let me check this out. Boom, and I just started taking enzymes, and I really liked the way they made me feel, so I just took enzymes off and on over the years. And you know, I remember buying a whole bunch of enzymes from David Wolf at a retreat, things like that. So anyways, Lou came in, and then it just took off from there. And now the original company that we worked for, we you know, own them now. And I've been with the Paradigm since the very beginning. So, you know, as a mature man or a mature person, you're gonna be like, wow, you're so blessed to be involved in something. Because I feel like this is something I've been thinking about, is that, you know, look at that, is that, you know, we spend so much money on things that are detrimental, literally, because we're subliminally programmed from birth by these multinational corporations to buy
things that poison ourselves and the entire planet. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the thing is nobody ever says, oh, you're just selling Pepsi. Oh, you're just selling cigarettes. Oh, you're just selling pharmaceutical drugs. Nobody gets mad about the people that are peddling pharmaceutical drugs when they have, and they're putting like addictive chemicals in the pharmaceutical drugs now, so that no matter what pharmaceutical drug you're taking, it becomes addictive because they put these chemicals in there. They can get away with anything they want. And then there's a lot of people online that are just associated with these smaller companies, and then like my style is not that smooth. I mean, I just come out and say it. I got enzymes, I got tea, I got whatever, and I pick and the hair care. Those are my things, and then you put some of the chlorella in there, and I also have a really good affiliate with the Health Ranger store from Mike Adams. So Health Ranger store, Pyridine, Kauai Pharmacy, and Morocco Method. And those, I mean, to me, those are like incredibly high quality everything.
Yeah.
The most high. And that's how I've done it, because that's what allows me to live the life that I do. You know what I mean? And not everyone wants all those things, but some people want some of it some of the time. So all you cool people, you just like, I don't really want no shampoo. But then you are cool and you ain't tripping when I'm shampoo, because I got some dope ass hair. My daughter's got some dope ass hair. You love the Morocco Method. I mean, it's a smart thing. It's a cool thing. It's like, because a lot of people don't realize that there are microorganisms living on the roots of your hair, and they are chewing up all the dead skin that's coming off, and then they pooping on you. And people are like, I don't use shampoo. And I'm like, you got dirty bugs on your head with a lot of poop. You got it clean. It's like, I don't use shampoo. It's like, okay, dirty person, get away from me.
But I wonder, it's like, what did they do back in the day before there was shampoo? Did we just not have as many toxins, and so we didn't have the same like bugs?
No, same one. They had some natty ass dreads. Big old caveman, Ack and Thag was like, had a big old naughty ass head with all kinds of bugs. And that's why he only lived to be 35, because all the conditions were unfavorable. That's one of the.
But the thing is there's like, when you wash your hair in water, I feel like, I haven't done it, but I have friends who've done it and you've gotten their hair trained off of everything. Have you heard of that?
And just use water?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, that's the main thing, is the water.
Yeah.
But, I'm a princess, so that's all I'm saying. Is
me too. Oh, me too.
I'm a princess. I like essential oils. I like the Morocco Method. Yeah. I like to just be, I'm a consumer. I am guilty as you can get. And, I am trying to simplify my life as much as possible. But there's just some things that really add to the quality of my life, and those are the things that I use here to be associated with, to be able to provide this show, so that I can get to this point. Like now, my daughters are adults, but now I'm really actually reinvigorated to continue on, because I was like, oh, when they turn 18, because I've been paying a lot more than the court ordered. The court ordered a certain amount, and I've been like giving 10 to 12 to 15 times that, so that my daughters could really have a quality of life. And as I was supporting my ex-wife, bought her a car, and spent money for groceries, and just got more and more generous and less selfish, guilty, and now just generosity is more and more. I've figured it out. It's like, wow, generosity makes me feel good. And that's why I'm so grateful for you, for watching this show, for just learning about the food and everything else, and just, being cool and being a viewer of this show and a supporter, because a lot of support lately. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. A couple of negative comments that would hit me in my chinks in the armor would really get me down, because it mattered to me to be liked. It's less and less, and it's more and more like at first, and I'm just like going in deep. This is stuff I've been thinking about for years and just afraid to talk, but now I'm just like, what the hell? I cannot lose, right? At this point, I cannot lose, because of the shift that I've had in my consciousness about what really matters, and how much I wouldn't even care if I didn't have any of it, and I would enjoy that too. So I enjoy my Morocco Method. I mean, what do I spend? Maybe maybe $150 every 6 months. I'm a Morocco method. Big deal, you know? And I do spend a lot of money on probiotics and enzymes, and I send that to my kids. My ex-wife loves it, and I eat a lot of it, you know? And those are the only processed foods that I eat. And, you know, everything else is whole foods, you know? But I couldn't get this cheese without those probiotics. And you know those probiotics from Pure Time. So let's see what happens here with this thing on this mukbang. Because this is over 2 months old. And so, and I'm teaching a guy now, he's about to blow up and build this huge business. And I just said, man, you charge 20, 25 bucks for a jar like this. You know, you can make a solo dude, like we'll make like 8 jars, and it'll take us, you know, what, hour and a half?
Yeah.
To cut everything, clean it, and then we'll have like 6 or 8 jars. And then it just gets better and better. And the probiotics, the coconut meat would go off. It would go bad within just a couple of days.
2 days.
But if you throw the probiotics in there, here we go. Let's try to find out and see what happens with this cheese. I'm gonna do this. I want you to see it, but I don't want to make a hell of a mess. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, pop. Oh,
whoa.
Yeah. Oh my
it's like
God.
Actually pulsing.
It's actually cheese.
Whoa.
So let's see what happens here. I got this gorgeous papaya. I was gonna have papaya, and then how was the bananas?
It's really
dope.
good. Yeah.
Word. Look at this. Look at that. It's growing up out of there. Like this is a piece of cheese, man. So this is.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. I've never seen it like that. It's like a cake.
But now, here's the real test, y'all. Oh my Lord.
Is it good?
This is like, it's cheese. Let me get you a little piece here.
That is so cute. It looks like the top of a muffin. Wow, it's like the texture of goat cheese.
So, I'm learning all the time.
What?
And I just learned something that I am going to utilize many times.
Incredible. Does it crumble like feta? What? I am so stoked that got left in the fridge. This is amazing.
I've never had this happen. It never lasts that long.
Oh.
I do know that the nuts don't last that long. There's something special about the coconut by itself that is magical.
Yeah.
My favorite yogurt, I love the coconut almond yogurt. It's extremely versatile. I haven't used that as much because the almonds here are expensive and they're not local. So I don't do that as much. Plus, Dakota's not a huge fan of the almonds.
Yeah, not a big almond.
And so, but what we do is we use a local macadamia nuts for a lot of our dressings and stuff like that. This is incredible. So the thing is I like it like this. We're on a very plain and simple diet. I make a lot of videos with the gourmet stuff. And that's just because that's where people are. They're coming from McDonald's. And I'm a little disconnected from the real world because I forget.
Me too.
I was telling Dakota, and she didn't even really realize, it has been years since I've eaten any processed food. You know what I mean? And the only processed food that I eat, and that's why I was saying at the beginning of the video, is the Pure natural protein. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's loo, man.
And that's not even really like...
Well, it's just raw, dehydrated at low temperatures, peas and hemp, and put into a bag, you know? So pretty convenient, really. It's a convenient processed whole food, which does get you jacked, because I gained a lot of weight and a lot of strength on the weight gain diet. She watched me 60 pounds in 60 days.
I couldn't even believe it. You went from being like this big to just like...
I was like a feather, and then
I couldn't even like
when I lay on top of you, it's like I can't even breathe.
I couldn't lay on top of you because you were so small, and now you're all like crushing me.
Anyways, I'm on my way back down because we're about to drop in. The girls were here, so we were just kind of, more salads, more gourmet.
Yeah.
But usually when it's just us, we have a vision. That's what's cool about Dakota, is that she has a very similar vision to mine, you know. And she gets the food thing, you know. Our approach may be a little different, but I think in the end, the final analysis, our understanding of these principles, and then, you know, we just do what we do, and sometimes we're up and sometimes we're down, and we're rolling with it, you know, with the raw foods. Sometimes it's a little more gourmet, but then sometimes we have big windows. We would just drink coconut water.
Yeah.
We don't have to do nothing and meet with nobody. And then we did some water fasting together.
Yeah.
You did the 9-day when I did the 21-day.
Yes.
And I rolled deep on a 21-day fast. And God, this is so amazing. You want more, honey?
I'm actually really
okay.
Good, thank you. It's incredible, but this is already enough food.
So I did a 21-day fast. Well, first I did a 7-day dry fast when you went to the mainland. And I was just going to do 1 day, but then I was like, well, let's do 2. Now let's do 3. And then I just did 7 days dry fast. Not a hard dry fast because I have to take showers. You know, but what I really did, I didn't really take showers. I just drove to Limahuli every day.
Oh, I miss Limahuli.
Because when you're dry fasting, you're a lot hotter. When you're water fasting, you're colder. It's a trip. But when you're dry fasting, you are an inferno. And so dipping in the water every day, because I have this habit of a daily baptism, either in the ocean, but my favorite is fresh water. So now I got a river in my backyard that I go to pretty much every day, unless I can't get there. But it is a ritual, and I did that. So I didn't do a hard dry fast, but all the masters and the teachers of the dry fasting recommend that you dry fast around water. So in the sense, you know that water is life, and the ions and the atmospheric water from just even like a river or a lake, you're gonna breathe in the moisture, you know. And so so the hardcore dry fasting, I'm gonna try some more of that in the future when I get some openings. But for now, you know, water fasting is just a lot easier, and I'll probably make another video just talking about the water fasting, because I mean, it was a very successful water fast, 40-day water fast, easy as pie, not a drop of fear, and very beneficial. I know that some people don't bounce back or have problems, but I don't think fasting causes any problems. I don't see how it could. It's the human choices that are involved with eating or fasting, and understanding what is happening so that you can, it's really the re-entry, I guess. But also not completing a fast can also be problems, because your body might be in the middle of doing something, and then you're like, okay, I was going to do 21 days and that's it. But you might be, you know, in the middle of a process, because there is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. I had some weird stuff happen, like unexplainable. I've tried to explain it to a couple of people. Tavis is the only one who gets it. He's my major confidant. And a lot of other people that should be smart enough to understand some of the phenomenon that occur, they just look at me like I'm speaking Mandarin Chinese to them. And so I just kind of shut up about it, you know. I don't know why everyone trips, but I did prepare for the fast for many years. I read everything, and when I did a 40-day water fast, there was no fear, there was no doubt, there was no complications. And I learned so much, not so much from all the benefits of just the acids and the slimy sludge coming out of my liver and the basement membrane all through my entire GI tract. I mean, it is insane. The kidneys around day 21, 18, 19, 21, and then how I could bend over and touch my toes.
Oh, that was awesome.
How it was just super stiff for several days, and then it just loosened out. I didn't really notice, because I didn't really save any urine samples on this one. I saved a lot of urine samples during the dry fasting, but during the water fasting, I didn't really do much urine analysis. I was
That was so funny.
But
I just came home and you had all the urine samples.
yeah, just watching the sediment, settle at the
that's
bottom,
interesting.
so you can be like, okay, yeah, and it's not all bad sediment, but it's a lot of it's albumin, proteins, chalk, calcium, hard minerals. I mean, food residues, and it gets built up in the body. And I'm telling you, man, DTM is about to rock the world, at least for those who can hear it.
Yeah.
Because we got to get you, if you want to get healthy and be beautiful, you have to keep the fluids in your body fresh and clean. And that's what it's really about. Then the cells can just multiply and divide, and they can just stay healthy, and as long as you don't do any DNA damage, or it's like a lot of energetics.
Yeah.
Relationships, jobs, stress levels, diet, consciousness, lifestyle habits, and activating the epigenetic expression of, like a 40-day water fast activated a lot of stuff inside of me, and I am a lot healthier. Like my cardio, climbing with the girls, coming up from the beach yesterday, just it cleaned a lot of the pipes at a deep level. And what I was saying was that a lot of people go, I did 21-day fast, or they have it by a number. What was really awesome about the 40-day fast is that the fast was complete on day 38. And so yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like it
why-
was the body,
Right.
intelligence, divine, smarter than your doctor, smarter than you, smarter than every healer that's ever lived, is the intelligence inside of you. So you're the smartest one, and this is probably true in so many areas of life, is the one who gets out of the way and has humble reverence for the divine intelligence operating the whole dang universe. So it's supplication, surrender, and humility, instead of I'm a human, I have a huge brain, I'm gonna tell this world and I'm gonna make up the laws as I want to fit my convenience, so that I don't have to give up anything, damn it.
And that's why there's so much suffering in the world.
Yeah. When I'm willing to give up anything for the presence of God. And that's what it's about to me right now. I don't know what phase you're in, but I'm in the phase of, being here and like managing all this with respect and honor and gratitude, but also like I'm wearing the world like a light garment. And my connection with God is the most important thing. So yes, there's a million offers about selling more products, or flying here, or people coming here for retreats and stuff like that. And I just, haven't found the right, it's just got to be the right situation. It's just very, I charge for my time. That's basically what it is. I don't even try to advertise it or nothing, because like I said at the beginning of the video, I have the absolutely highest quality of life that a human. No, there's levels beyond, but I'm very happy. I fit into this life that I've created for myself here, because I have access to the food that really helps me to personally thrive, that fits my the way I see things, the live foods, and this is the garden aisle, and it's just like everywhere, and I can go harvest it myself. Avocados, coconuts, just got the dankest coconuts today, a whole truckload. Natea was a great helper with the coconuts. She's coming back in like about a month and a half, or yeah, she's coming back in like 6 weeks. We're gonna write a book. Can you dig it? And I've always dreamed of Natea being my business partner. You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to hook her up with all the foundation that I've got, because I'm not chasing the money. I'm not chasing the boat. I'm not chasing the fame, the subscribers. I have a change of heart now, so it took me 30 minutes to get around to. I'm just gonna, I'm gonna serve. you'll see my little products and stuff like that, but I'm gonna help. My intention is to help you because I'm blessed, you know, and it's a very valuable treasure. It's like, but I'll just do it on the YouTube, you know, and that's what I like, you know. I don't really want to say too much about some of the things about like how much my retreats are and stuff to spend a week with me, because it's like, you know, it's like you can go spend anywhere from $10,000 to $65,000 for a month of chemotherapy, but you sure in the hell ain't gonna walk out of there healthier. And what I'm doing, I don't know if everyone's picking up on it. I mean, I know I've been a little confusing because I'm trying to hit everybody from every step of the scale, you know what I'm saying? But like, with always trying to say more fruits and vegetables, and then the simpler you eat, the better you're gonna be, and then the fasting, and trying to throw it all in at once. So there's no one real, like, right way to do it, but there's a higher vibration. You know, like super high vibe, like aliveness of the bananas, which are at this moment moving with life, because these were connected to a plant, and the plant ran up from the ground and it's filled with water, and so these enzymes in here are very active in these bananas. These enzymes in these papayas are very much alive and active in the water, although you know, when it's connected to the tree is the most alive. When you pull a ripe papaya off the tree, that's when it's got the most bioluminescent energy. This is just a medicine. The coconut right here, this is like trillions of beneficial transient microorganisms. I take, you know, 25, 50 cents maybe, well, about 25 cents worth of probiotics in this jar, and then I take billions and I make trillions. And I did not know how this was going to go. I had to keep cinching it down tighter and tighter because it was leaking out and making a mess. But I was just like, I'm going to see what happens. And I was like, I should eat that. It's like 3 weeks in. And I was like, and I was just waiting for a special occasion. So this video right now with you is that special occasion. The girls just really helped me to put things into perspective. You know, they're 18 and 20, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be a better dad. I'm gonna continue to be abundant and create abundance, and I'm gonna continue to support them in their growth. You know, and they're both two totally different people, but you know, there was this cool thing. Well, I'll just tell you real quick. I mean, it's not that personal, but Katya was talking about getting tattoos. And I was just like, are you sure you want to do that? I mean, you have such a beautiful body. I was looking at her perfect body, you know? And she goes, I'll get no tattoos if you give me $1,000. And I said, really? And
I didn't realize she pitched it.
She pitched it.
Nice.
And I was like, are you serious? And because if you're serious, I'll do it. And I said, if you're serious, I'll give you $2,000 to get no tattoos. And she's like, okay, it's a deal. And I'm like, okay. And then I said, well, and so I said, do you want to have a backup plan of if you want to get a tattoo, you got to give me my money back? And she goes, no, I don't want the backup plan. And I said, neither do I really. And she looked at me like, she's usually kind of goofy like me and doesn't take anything too seriously, but when we made that deal right there, she looked up and she was like, I don't want the backup. If I say I'm not going to get a tattoo for the rest of my life, then I mean it. And I said, wow, this is awesome. And so it's like a spiritual tattoo. Like my dad paid me when I was 18 years old to not get any tattoos. She's probably going to thank me later. I never got any.
I'm so grateful I didn't when I was 18.
Did you think about it?
I did.
Okay.
I almost got a tattoo. I'm so happy I didn't get a tattoo.
I never thought about it. I love pure natural beauty.
Yeah.
I love naturally beautiful women. I love naturally beautiful men.
Yeah.
You know, I take really good care of myself at the level of a princess, but at the same time, I've also got a really good I like to be clean, man, and I like to just keep everything nice, you know, trimmed up, clean, and just nice. Hygiene is what has got us out of the whole Black Plague and the polio and all that crap. You know what I mean? It's hygiene, the cleanliness. Like soap is a good thing. Like but
Not toxic. So.
right. So now we've got a whole nother level of.
Yeah.
So at first it was hygiene problems and poop and
Right.
dirtiness and too many bugs in your hair because there was no shampoo and you had a nasty mop on your head full of a lot of bugs and dirt and grime and microorganism poop in your follicles that were acidic, okay? And then there was the hygiene, and then what happened is after that, now we're dealing with the chemical problems. So first we had just ignorance, and then we had the hygiene problems, which there was probably, you know, out in nature, less so. You take a poop and you move on, old Neanderthal days. But then cities and, you know, cobblestone drives and 8 people living in a little tiny thing, and then the rich people dumping the poop down onto the ground. So then we had the hygiene issues, and no one ever figured that out. And then if you got sick, then they already started using mercury and all that other crap way back then, thousands of years ago in China. And then nowadays what we're seeing are the effects of these microscopic toxins for birth defects and an inability for the entire organism to develop fully while in utero, because these fools are like, you need a flu shot. It's like, I mean, I really want to help. That's one thing. I mean, I'll just make some videos. I don't care if they get many views or not, or if it's controversial, but women need help. And they're like, I'm not going to listen to some dumb man, but I've read about this subject and I've thought about it because it matters. Like, what would I do if I could go back and tell my mom what to do so I didn't have to have all these issues that I've had in my life, ranging from physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. Mm-hmm. You know, the karma of the trajectory of the generational curses. It's like, please don't drink, please don't smoke, stay away from the fools at the medical office trying to jack you up with your own vaccines, because then your immune system and you got viruses running around. Now you trying to make me, and you got meat, you got parasites, and they're coming through your breast milk into me, and I'm trying not to have no parasites because I don't want to be eating no dead animals, you know what I'm saying? And all this stuff passes on. And so now that we got a whole new level, and I have so much content to bring, to help, to share, but it's kind of like just go up. Just build your Christ energy and it will clean you out.
Yeah.
You know, pure food, pure thoughts, you know, for the men, I believe in the preservation of the seminal fluid at all times, unless you're trying to make a baby. Now that sounds crazy, but I believe in it. Just 100% seminal retention so that you have that fluid in your brain so that you can get some shit done. Because if you are just blasting out all your seeds and you're tossing your seeds out onto the rocks, don't expect a good harvest. Keep the seeds, you know, and wait for the good soil. Meaning, you can put them out this way, you can create life without, or you can create life within with the seed. And so I'm a seed saver. Can you dig it? A million other things too. I lived a lifestyle. I've had my struggles, believe it. My ups and downs, not too bad. Like when you compare me with everyone else, I look like a holy saint. Not everyone else, but in general, you know, I do quite well, you know. But everybody has their, you know, you want to keep evolving. You have your vision for yourself. My vision is very high. I'm going to cut this bad boy open and show you what's up. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm getting a little hot.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
well, why don't you bow out?
Yeah.
And I'll be over there. Do you want to set the table up?
Sure.
I'm going to give her a massage tonight.
Yay.
And then I get one tomorrow. Now, isn't that a plan? Dude, these are Linda's papayas. She actually planted, she's like, we planted a whole bunch of trees just for you. And I didn't even tell you, did I?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is that one of them?
This is it.
No way.
No, well, she planted these
Okay,
a
that's,
year ago for me, and now she said they just planted more, and I said I will buy them all.
that is gorgeous, honey.
There is no papayas on earth in Mexico, Costa Rica, Guatemala, on the mainland, California, that are anywhere near what this thing is. These things are it. Thank you, sweetheart, for holding space. I'll, just.
Yeah, take your time.
Well, dude, I could go forever. I have been so gone, not even here. Dude, social media is a trip. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's taken me this long, literally like a few weeks ago. It all dawned on me, a little bit of research, a couple of videos that led me in the right direction of the underlying kind of plan of the social media for the content creators and the content consumers. But it's also, but you can't deny the beneficial side of, hey, it's Dan McDonald, here's this juice so that you don't die of cancer. It's not that simple, but believe me, if you drank a half a gallon of green juice every day that was properly prepared and it was from really good soil or just the best produce you could get, that's a game changer. I mean, people are like alcoholics, drug addicts, painkillers, depressed. And that's a whole lifestyle kind of thing, no matter what the disease is. But it can be done, and there can be a transmission. The person has to decide they want to live. They have to decide that they want to live, and that's step one. And most people are so tired and sick already by the time they're God knows what. And a lot of people give up early because life gets hard, but that's because you got to know something more. It's just I just came up with this, the innocent ignorance, and there is a lot of it. And it's good to know it's good to know that you might not know what you are ignorant of. So humility, hey man, this is my little show, my little job, and I love what I love, and I have my beliefs and my little role to play, if you will. I'm God's puppet. Because God thinks that some people will benefit, I think all people will benefit from more fresh fruits and vegetables. That's been what I've been saying for 10 years on the YouTube and social media. Not the most popular thing. I mean, who can compete with keto diet? Who can compete with the keto diet when you can eat all the bacon you want and it's recommended because it's got the perfect fat to protein ratio? Bacon. I mean, hey man, let's get healthy, This not going to work for me. And yes, people do lose weight because they get off the fake carbs, the processed poisonous carbs, so there's difference. There's carbohydrates, carbon hydrates, or hydrating carbons right here. This is a hydrating carbon, okay? And it is the best source of clean burning fuel for an air machine that you are. You are a spiritual being, a spirit. The spirit is the breath. I mean, so you are that. And the breath that's how the cells divide, is through the gases that you breathe in through your nose. And then the fluids and the tissues. And then the sugars and the fats. The sugars are a stimulant, and the fats are a stimulant, and the proteins are a stimulant. And so if you keep the fluids clean and you keep the air fresh, and the air has a lot of the gases, ozone, that your body can transform. So the better the air that you breathe, the less food you need to eat. And if you're going to eat food, you might as well have the food with the oxygen and the hydrogen and this living water. And of course, this papaya will totally clean out your GI tract. These seeds are anti-parasitic, antiviral, antifungal. So it's really good. If you have candida or whatever, that's just because of all the bad mixtures. But if you go simple and basic, you don't get the bad mixtures. You don't mix a lot. My neighbor, I gave him a little tip. I said, he's mixing all this crap in his smoothies, and he told me all about it, and I feel like crap. And then I was just like, well, you need to simplify, bro, because if I drink that, me, I can do anything. I have the most powerful guts in the world. Nothing can stop me, you know? And I've tried many, many experiments to destroy myself and my gut. But after all the enzymes, the probiotics, the green juice, my pancreas, my gallbladder, my liver, my small, large intestine, the saliva in my mouth, I have the firepower digestive. I spent years trying to heal, you know, deep emotional wounds through the path of detoxification of the body. And so now I realize that, and so that's why everyone was like, you're crazy, dude. And I was crazy, but I learned a lot through the pain, through the struggle, looking for the answers of, oh, all these health problems are not really those types of health problems. They are an old, and I found this out during the fast, this god dang thing right here, which is anger from powerlessness. And believe it or not, even after a 40-day water fast, we're on day 38, the body had completed it. It was like the appetite returned, the real appetite, the tongue cleared, the taste of metal, fishy poop, metal, slime, unbearable. That was the only thing about the water fast. The unbearable taste in my mouth, particularly in the morning. And it was just disgusting beyond anything. And I can handle a lot, but that was the hardest part of the water fast. It was, for quite a while, my liver was doing it, and I could just taste the years of crap, because you can only dig deeper on those no food fasting, zero, total inundation, you know, just zero food. And other than that, juice fasting, it ain't gonna get there. You know, one type of mono thing is even better, but when you take out all, then the body goes into true ketosis, because all this stuff is like fasting mimicking diet. In other words, the humans are lazy diet, make something up that humans can do. But it's like, because nobody, I'm not going to say nobody. I'm one of the ones that's like, okay, dear Lord, show me the laws, and I will do everything I can in my power to follow them. And that's what I do. And if it's fasting, then so be it. I'm not going to make up a fasting mimicking diet and try and fake, because it's not going to work. And yes, you will get some results, and most people are happy when their most obvious symptoms are relieved, but not the DTM, dude. I'm going for the complete. And thankfully, I have a buddy, Tavis, who understands it. He understands this burning in my heart that I have, you know, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. You know, the fame, people like me. I was never that famous, and it didn't. At first, it was cool because the ego got smaller and smaller over the years, and the spirit got bigger and bigger. To me, that's the way I see it. The ego got smaller and smaller, and the spirit got bigger and bigger in this one here. You know, take it or leave it. That's the way I see it, and I see the ego battling and kicking its feet and all pissed off because it's not getting what it used to get. And I see the spirit, just my own conscious choice to choose the spirit, to choose to be as humble as I can, to be as nice as I can about everything. I mean, I was just working, man. This was just my job. And it still is, but I'm gonna have a little bit of a change of heart to where it's like, okay, man, this is the next level. People like me, you know, yay, that's awesome. Then that went quick because Krista was like, about 3 months in, she's like, you know, we could make money at this, you know. Just give me the camera and I'll do it. You just keep making videos. We can make money at this. And then that's when it kind of changed. So I had about 3 months of like just wild and crazy, but we were broke as hell though. So, you know, praise the Lord for YouTube and everything that's happening. And then it just became, you know, it was cool, and I tried to keep the coolness, but I had the huge ego, and I know that, and I thought I was something special. Like 25,000 subscribers back then, you were like a celebrity, you know, and I had a huge ego. I mean, you know, but that was because it was making up for what I lacked, which I'm gaining more and more, which is I like to just be at the coconut trees by myself with nobody watching, and I like to just be up in that tree working, sweating, breaking down the grass, schlepping the coconuts out of the jungle, getting bit by mosquitoes, and just being out there in nature by myself with all that dirt falling in my face, dirt falling in my eyes. And then now I've got enough really prime coconuts for the next 3 days. We'll make some more yogurt. We're gonna just, you know, like all day today, we just had liquids, you know, and I'm just, boom, this is my dinner, you know, and I'm gonna have, I mean, I'm really, really rapping, so I'm not even really, well, I'll have a little snack here, but then I'll just have my chow down off the camera. So maybe I'll make this video like an hour, and this is dedicated to my daughters, and this is dedicated to you, and yeah, just thank you. It's about to get cool up in here because I had some frustrations and I'd be crazy. So I'm just gonna kind of act like I'm a normal dude, professional, and that's what's coming. But it's gonna be a deeper love, a deeper desire to reach out to more people. It's not really about money. That'll come with it, I know already. Reaching out to more people and just kind of like, because I could go to a Baptist church and talk to those people. I could go to a Kingdom Hall and talk to Jehovah's Witnesses. I could go in a room full of billionaires with a $5,000 suit and talk to them. They wouldn't know anything. I could go to a room full of bums drinking outside at the park and sit down with them and have a drink, although I don't drink in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just saying, like, and then talk to them. I could go sit down with a bunch of gangster rappers. I could go my daughter's friends all love me. How many daughters' friends love their dad, you know? But I've always been able to be so cool with my kids that their friends have always liked me, and I'm just one of those people that's cool with everybody at every age. You know, and I pride myself on that, on being able to be like a chameleon. So there's a lot of diversity, and I feel like I've had to kind of suppress it. And now I'll be more normal, and just kind of more professional, and just less of the stuff that we did in the beginning, just because I'm just maturing. I got a clown wig in the closet. I just haven't found a good reason. And maybe every once in a while, of course, hey, a classic DTM with a clown wig, let's get crazy. But then again, that could, you know, got to think about the mainstream, because people are dying, and I got the keys to life. I've turned myself around. There is so much more potential as far as diet and lifestyle goes for me to do. I did the 40-day water fast and got majorly upgraded, and then the real upgrade came after that, the refeeding, which was where I really learned the lesson. And I put on 60 pounds in 60 days by just stuffing in more food than I wanted and lifting weights. At first it was like 2 or 3 days a week, and then by the end it was getting up to 5 or 6 days a week, and having faster recovery times, and just getting it dialed in and getting very strong. Deadlifts went up every time I went to the gym. Pull-ups every time I would do back and arms. Bench press was going up. I would never impress any of you because I've got ectomorph, and I have a shoulder that I broke on a snowboarding thing, and so the bench is kind of my weakest thing. The squats I'm pretty good at, but then again I have an ectomorph build. I don't have those big bones and big sinews, you know, so it's not really my thing. I tried to make some videos about the weight gain thing, but kind of people were negative. I want to see this, I want to see that. I actually got called fat. I was like, oh wow, that was awesome, because I've been teased for being skinny my whole life. And it's nice to be called fat, because I was starting to get, because when you have the gorilla gut, you're eating a lot more food to just get jacked. And now I'm on the juice again, and I've just been eating lighter and cleaner, and I haven't been in the gym in like a week. The girls were here, and so now I'm just going back. I'll go back because it's just not something I'm going to continue to do. I don't think it's that great for the body. I think overeating leaves a lot of acids in the muscles, and I think that the tight, hard muscles are from the acids in the proteins from the meat. So those meat eaters, they make tighter muscle, but it's because it's a more acidic. And if once they started fasting or eating, the nature, natural, cleaner, more high consciousness foods, because you can have that muscle if you want. Those microorganisms from the meat, they make that bigger, stronger, because if you're killing and eating animals, in nature you need to have those lion muscles, which is okay, but there's a lot of other karmas that go with it as well. And that's why like vegan protein is really cool, because you don't have those karmas. But the vegan protein doesn't have the harder acid crystals that make the muscles seem more tight and stiff, because the acids are really concentrated in there. So the vegetarian and vegan proteins are much more water assimilable, And I really don't have too much to say about it, except that you can lose as much weight as you want on a live foods diet, and you can gain, because I was starting to get fat. I was starting to see chub. It's gone down really quick. I just started juicing every day. I usually have only one meal a day and a couple of juices. I've been doing that for basically since I've been on this island. And then when I was doing the bodybuilding, I was actually, having like a couple of juice meals, like a fruit meal, and then like 2 meals. I'd have like some days I would just have the one main meal after the workout, but there were some days after deadlifts or squats where I'd be hungry, or even be hungry before I went to the gym for a full meal. So then I would have like a meal at like 3 or 4. That was the full meal that I usually had. And then I'd wait about an hour, hour and a half, hit the gym, then come back and have my second sumo dinner. And those late nights meals are when you start putting on weight. And yes, it was water, it was fat, but a lot of it was muscle. Because every time I went to the gym, I'd put another 5, 10, 25 pounds on my deadlift, my squat, the bench, and then I did a lot of cross training. And I just watched myself get stronger and stronger and stronger, and did 18 pull-ups, Whereas before, when I first started the water fast, when I got off the water fast, I couldn't even do 3. I could barely pick up the 45-pound bar. When I went into the gym 2 weeks after refeeding, and I had this whole plan, and I was going to try to make a big deal out of it on YouTube, but it just didn't go anywhere, because I kind of realized it was the ego, I'm big muscles. I mean, muscles are cool, but fitness is better. Really soft ease. And you know what's better than looking good is feeling good. And when you're eating all that food, the mental clarity from fasting is incredible. And the connection of your heart to God, incredible. And then when you start eating again, and then about 3 weeks later, I realized, wow, that clarity is starting to diminish. That sense in my heart, the clarity of God in my mind. Because people were like, wow, you look really, really skinny. And I was, but I felt incredible. Now, was I going to go run a marathon? No, I could barely exercise at all during the water fasting. Only walking and preparing food for everyone, at church on Sundays. That was pretty much all I did. And then I just rested right there on the couch, I can't remember what before that tangent kicked on there, but what happens is you replace the mental clarity, the connection with God in your heart. Literally, when I was fasting, you could cut my head off, you could say that someone robbed me of all my money, anything could have happened. And I was just so at peace. Nothing bothered me, no drama. When you start eating again, you start having your own personal drama. Like when I was fasting, even my own personal drama was gone. Then you start eating again and getting on it. Then you start having your own drama, your own ups and downs. I mean, when you're fasting, you are as steady as a rock. It is awesome. We are at the 60-minute mark. I never even took a bite of this. This is a GTM Mukbang. I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the last 10 years. So we're gonna call it good, and I'll be looking forward to catching up with you tomorrow, because I'm just good at talking, and I have an awesome life, and I want to be a blessing to you, because I know now more and more it's like the way I live. My daughters just showed me, you know, they went to another level. They want to go to another level, and they just love this, and this the reflection back of how cool this is, and what a blessing it could be if everyone knew what I knew about. Because I've had the whole gamut: the fruit, the fasting, the gourmet, the weightlifting, the weight loss. And so I have this great relationship and understanding with the foods and the supplements and the herbs and the fitness and the fasting, and it just depends on what you're trying to create. But you know, there's a lot of knowledge there, but I would just say get healthy, you know, because there is a lot of unhealthy crap in this world, and I ain't letting Satan blow out my light. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting evil corporations control my brain and get me to subconsciously buy a bunch of crap that I don't need without thinking about it. And then when there's somebody on the internet and they got cool, good, life-giving stuff with a good intention, then we get all mad. You know what I'm saying? We get offended because it's coming straight out. Because there's no multi-billion-dollar marketing campaign to subliminally hit you, which is bam, Pepsi, bam, Pepsi, bam, Pepsi, bam, 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 bam. Whatever, the cigarettes, the ads all over. And you're just buying all that stuff, and it's like, yeah, drinking makes you cool. Actually, it puts holes in your head, and it ruins your liver, and it makes you sick. You know? All the things that they sell that we buy, all the chemicals and the crap the sunblocks and the makeups for the women, just in the name of beauty, poisoning the skin on your face, soaking into your brain, soaking into your blood. And that is not, but if you want to be really beautiful, right here, the fruit, man. And if you can't handle it at first, be patient. You take some steamed vegetables, but you get off all the mucus-forming foods, the pus-forming foods, the dead foods, and you get onto the live foods, the mucus-free, clean. Like this is like super mucus lean, because it's water soluble. Just like avocados, a little bit more dense, but at the same time, it rinses with water solubility. But if you cook the fats and you cook those grains, you can stick that rice right there, and you try to wash that off with water. You try to wash the spaghetti grease off the hamburger, off the pan, with just water. So you want foods that rinse off the plate with plain water. If you're on raw and you're doing it really right for that level of where you're really going to get activated, all your dishes should rinse right off with water, because you're a water-based being. And if you don't want to get plugged up, blocked up, cellulite, congested, and die of a disease with fibroid tumors and cancer and all that other stuff, get the fluids going, man. Get the juicing going. Drink pure distilled water. And take these living foods into your being in moderation. And then the fitness of outside breathing in the sunlight. That's it, man. Go outside, get in the sun, get around the trees, and get the fresh air. I've said this over and over again, but, it's what I love, it's what I do, it's what I believe in. It's simple. So, awesome. Thank you for taking your time to hang out with me. I really do appreciate you. And there is a lot of really good stuff to come. I see the light now, and I'm here to be a blessing, because I have been given a very special gift, and I'm just going to give it and let the cards fall where they may. Aloha and mahalo. Oh man. Peace and love be with you all.